Good morning. I wanted to bring today's Prayercast by the Peace Garden at Grace Presbyterian because today we want to offer prayers for peace. We want to offer prayers of thanksgiving for the life of John Lewis, who died last night. He's a long-time public servant, a long-time leader within the civil rights movement. He actually grew up in Troy, Alabama, and when he was not quite 16 years old, he preached his first sermon, and that caught the attention of Martin Luther King Jr. And John Lewis was brought to Montgomery to meet Martin Luther, and they discussed the possibility of John segregating Troy State. And they went through much discussion about that, and ultimately it had to be decided by his parents, and they decided that they could not take that risk. So John Lewis moved to Nashville, and while he was there, he met several other leaders in this growing movement for change within the civil rights, and he learned the importance of peaceful protest. And he became an active part of the lunch counter sit-ins. John Lewis and several of his friends, black and white, they would go to stores that had lunch counters, and they would sit there peacefully and respectfully, and they would ask to be served lunch. And of course they were denied that just because of the color of their skin. And so multiple times John Lewis was arrested there in Nashville, and though he suffered much, but ultimately they were able to get some changes made there in Nashville. We know this iconic photograph from in front of the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, as John Lewis marched with Martin Luther and hundreds of more as they were continuing the fight for civil rights, for true freedoms for people of color. He went on to serve in so many wonderful ways for years and years as a congressman from the state of Georgia, here receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama. He's highly decorated, greatly respected. He's called a gentle giant because of the work that he did for civil rights and the approach that he took to be respectful of people, to peacefully protest for change. And we know that protest is still important. It is still going on today. People are continuing to protest for their full rights. And I just want you to know, to be encouraged this morning. You may think, I'm just a child, I'm just a teenager, but remember that John Lewis became recognized before he was even 16 years old, and it was realized what a difference he could make in people's lives, and he became a public servant for decades and decades. And so we thank God for John Lewis and for all who continue to work today to make life better for all people, and we especially remember black and indigenous and people of color who are still looking for these rights. Thanks be to God for John Lewis. Thanks be to God for all who peacefully protest. Go in peace this day. Amen.